And we are live. Hopefully YouTube is allowing us to do a live stream this time. Welcome to the Low Budget Livestream. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds. If you're out there watching the stream, definitely put something in the chat. That way I know the thing is working. That way I know people can see me. Because especially after last time, who knows if anything is going to work. Desiree, thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you're out there, just let me know you're here. Hopefully, I'm doing it the same way I did it last time. So hopefully, things will work. Unlike last time when they decided they just wanted to quit on us after about an hour or so, and then it took forever to get started anyway. Rob, how you doing, buddy? Saw you've been doing lots of live streaming lately. I was peeking in and out last night and today. Looked like you were having a lot of fun. So glad you got to do that. Before I get started, Desiree say I was on the live stream all day with Rob. Yeah, seen you had commented a lot. All right, so especially I saw he was playing, was it Resident Evil 2, and I know you're a big fan of that game. So Bill joins us. How you doing? Before we get started here, I wanted to go ahead and pull up. Daniel sent me a message on Twitter. He said he couldn't join us, but he gave me a couple things to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and cover those. That way he can see those. He said he was going to check it out later. One of the things he says, thoughts on Spies in Disguise, having spies, but not Playmobil. Well, Playmobil was just the way they advertised their movie. It was like it was supposed to be about the spy, and it wasn't. They were just trying to sell it. Spies in Disguise wasn't. It's not a great movie, but it's not as bad as the trailers made it look. It would have been better without the pigeon stuff, I think, but because the stuff with Will Smith being human was a lot better. And then also he asked me what are my least and most anticipated films of 2020. So I'm just going to pull up IMDb here. Oh, and by the way, if the stream starts having trouble, please let me know. That way I can tell if things are going right and wrong, whatever. Because until the people started dropping off last time, I didn't know anything was even wrong, other than whenever it was saying you're off for a minute. So let me know if it has issues. Hopefully, it was just a kind of a one-off thing, and YouTube fixed the problem, because it wasn't anything I did, because my internet was working just fine. I had a strong signal. It had to have been YouTube. It just had to have been. Least anticipated movies. The Grudge, that's tomorrow, even though I've never seen any of the other ones. Apparently now this isn't a remake. It's supposed to be taking place at the same time as the first American one, I guess. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to Like a Boss. Let's see, not looking forward to The Turning, because it just looks like it's a generic horror movie in January. Let's see. Sonic, I'm on the fence about. Ryan wants to go see it. So he went to go see Spies in Disguise with me, and he saw the trailer for Sonic, and first the boy's smart, because he saw the original design and he hated it, and he likes this new design. He's like, will you take me to go see it? So I guess I'm taking him to go see it. Fantasy Island looks weird. Let's see. And forgive me, I can't see your comments at the moment because I had to pull up a different thing to see IMDb. Let's see. What else am I not looking forward to here? A lot of these I haven't even heard of. Let's see. Yeah, not a lot of them are sticking out. There's more that I'm interested in that I'm not. So far anyway. The New Mutants I'm not looking forward to anymore. I was when I first saw the trailer a while back, but not anymore. Trolls World Tour. Again, why did the Rockers have to be the bad guys, even though they'll be good in the end? There's your movie for you. Let's see. Yeah, some of these I'm hearing, I'm just seeing for the first time. Legally Blonde 3, I'm not real excited about. And of course, you guys can put in what you're excited about and not excited about in the comments. I definitely want to see those. Let's see. I'm curious about In the Heights. I have this feeling it's going to be forced, but hopefully not. Minions 2. Then again, it is the Rise of Gru, so maybe it might be a little better than the last one. Um, let's see. I saw the trailer for Bob and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. Didn't look like it was going to be funny at all. We'll just go to August because I'm not seeing a lot I'm not interested in. The ones I am interested in, I haven't seen 1917 yet. Just Mercy. Bad Boys for Life looks kind of fun. The Gentleman I'm really looking forward to. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm curious about Birds of Prey, of course. I'm curious about Sonic. I want it to be good, at least for my son's sake. I want it to be good. Um, let's see. The Elizabeth Moss Invisible Man looks interesting. And I know I'm skipping over some because again, there's a lot I'm really looking forward to. Quiet Place 2. I just finally saw a trailer not too long ago. That looks pretty good. Let's see. The Bond movie looks good. Let's see. The Antebellum movie looks interesting. Black Widow. I'd say the SpongeBob movie, but I'm probably just being biased because Keanu Reeves is in it. Wonder Woman. Free Guy looks fun. Ghostbusters looks interesting. Tenet looks interesting. Apparently, there's a Bob's Burgers movie. I'm cool with that. Curious about Morbius. Let's see. There's going to be an escape room too. Bill and Ted Face the Music. I'm looking forward to. We'll just go a little further here. The King's Man looks like it could be fun. The Many Saints of Newark, I'm looking forward to. That being said, I've never seen The Sopranos, so I don't know if I have to watch Sopranos to understand any of it since it's a prequel. Death on the Nile, I'm curious about. Halloween Kills, G.I. Joe Ever Vigilant. Now they're starting to dwindle here. Eternals. Godzilla versus Kong, hopefully to be better than the Godzilla movie. That's about as far as I'll go on that right now. So let's pull this back up. And of course the chat is filled up. Okay. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get on it real quick. Bill says, can't wait until Cats comes DVD so people start making videos on their pets reacting to Cats. I think people should just be allowed to take their cats to the theaters because, I mean, no one else is going according to according to the box office. Oh, yeah, Cats. I'm actually considering going to see the new and improved Cats. But I don't know if I could sit through that movie again. Let's see. Paul says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Desiree says, I was his less annoying Ocarina of Time Navi. I saw you're trying to help him where to go in that game and in the gameplay. Paul says, hi, Rob. Paul says, waiting to see your review of The Grudge. Gonna go see it this weekend. Yeah, seeing it tomorrow. I should have the review up Friday morning sometime. I got to do my radio review for Thursday night. Sometimes I stay up and do my channel review if it's one I know I can knock out real quick. If it's one I really got to think about, I got to wait. But yeah, I know really nothing about The Grudge or the Japanese movies it's based on. I've never seen any of them. I know that's kind of a surprise. Desiree says, Sonic looks okay. I don't imagine strong reactions, but I'm glad looks adorable now. Yeah, I think that movie's problem, other than its animation, is going to be Jim Carrey. I think I really like Jim Carrey, but I just had this feeling that the movie's going to have to save itself from him kind of just chewing the scenery the entire movie. That's what I'm afraid of. Maybe I'll be wrong though. let's see. Rob says The Kingsman. Paul says excited about Ghostbusters Afterlife, Scooby Doo, Black Widow. Two Dudes Reviews joins us. Says Ghostbusters Afterlife looks incredibly interesting. I like the trailer. People are ripping on the trailer for being like it's the Force Awakens trailer. I like the trailer. It's just kind of, hey, we're setting up, that people don't remember what happened in New York in the 80s. Um, let's see. Bill says a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. Yeah, I saw that picture. I don't remember who posted it, but somehow it ended up on my Twitter feed. And yeah, it looks kind of weird. I will say this though, they have a new cartoon um, on PBS. That's not too bad. My son's been watching it. Um, but of course, they had the original series and they had John Ritter as the voice of Clifford, but of course he passed away. But so then they did the Clifford puppy show. And then now they did this new one where he's big again, but this time in the new cartoon, Clifford and Emily Elizabeth can talk to each other, and the dogs can talk to each other, but no one else can talk to the dogs, just Emily Elizabeth. So that's kind of a different dynamic. But yeah, I saw the picture from the live action Clifford, and just the red dog looks weird and live action. Then again, I enjoyed movies like Underdog and stuff is not good as it was, so maybe it'll be fine. Two Dude says Mandalorian season 2. Yeah, I wasn't surprised when they said here's the date already, because people of course were going to want that one really bad. And then I know some of you probably seen, I guess they pushed up WandaVision to 2020. So that's pretty interesting. It's like, hey, it's ready. We might as well bring it out. Probably because they're going to be having to wait too long for something new like that. Disney Plus being pretty smart and pushing that forward if it's ready. Tudu says Bob's Burgers movie. Hell yes. Yeah, I like the show. I don't watch it religiously or anything, but anytime I watch it, I enjoy it. So I'm sure a movie will be fun. I don't know what they would do, but I guess we'll find out. Desiree says, I don't know what Soul will be like, but I'm looking forward to the soundtrack. Something nice to play at work. Yeah, I've seen the trailer once, and yeah, it's that. Hopefully, it's not just a soundtrack. Hopefully, there is a movie, you know, to really enjoy out of that. Because I don't know much about it either. Let's see. Paul says Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. I like the trailer a lot. Rob says I would have been lost without Desi and many others. It was a great time, and I was literally freaking out, and my heart was racing playing that game. Yeah, I haven't played Resident Evil 2 in a long time, and Resident Evil 1, when that was out on PlayStation, I've probably told this story before, but you used to be able to rent systems from Blockbuster, and I rented the PlayStation and I rented Resident Evil. And I mean, I played some things on Sega CD, like horror games on Sega CD. But when Resident Evil, I love the intro. I love the cheesy intro, but then I'm sure I'm not the only one that jumped the first time them damn dogs jumped through the window. But that I lost the controller. I was just like, whoa, and then I had a good laugh about it. And for Resident Evil 1. So I was ready for that stuff from Resident Evil 2. That being said, those games still are pretty creepy. And especially since they've made them look nicer now, since they've redone them and they look a little more quote unquote realistic. I mean, I know zombies aren't real, but it's they made them look a lot better now, and that helps with the like overall feel of like the games, like the terror they're trying to instill. Let's see, where was I? Paul says the turning looks interesting. Man, I want the turning to be good, but it just looks like January horror fodder to me. I don't know. I hopefully I'm wrong. I really do. I love being wrong about my first impressions of movies like that, but yeah, that one just hasn't done anything for me. It's like, oh, we've put Finn Wolfhard in another horror movie or something horror related. So hopefully I'm wrong though. Desiree says, Super Duper want WandaVision. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, I'm really curious about that show. They are saying that, you're going to have to watch that show to understand some of the movies, which I'm not sure what I think about that, but hey, I'm going to be watching them, so I guess it's not a big deal. Um, let's see. Bryson says, hey, I'm watching this from a car. Don't worry, I'm not driving. Well, that's good. Against the law here in Illinois now, you can't stream while you drive, but apparently you can pick up your phone and swipe a little bit, they said. So if you just tell them, oh, I was just swiping or turning it off, they can't say anything. Rainy T joins says, have you seen any good Adam Sandler movies? Or have I seen that good Adam Sandler movie? If you're talking about Uncut Gems, yes, I've seen it. I did a review for the channel. I don't love it as much as a lot of people are. I have some. It's not a bad movie at all, and I liked it. But it's one of those movies. It's done by the Safdie brothers who did Good Time. And if you've ever seen Good Time, it's one of those movies that's not going to end well for our character. And so, well, in the case of Good Time, Robert Pattinson and his brother, I believe it was his brother. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's not going to end well for them, right? It's just one of those, you just have that gut feeling, and then that you get that same feeling with Uncut Gems, where it's like things are not going to end well for Adam Sandler's character. You don't know how it's going to end well until you meet a certain character. You meet a certain character, and you're like, oh, that's how it's going to happen. And it was a little too predictable for me in that aspect. I thought Sandler did a good job, and I talked about in my review how I don't think his performance was award worthy. There's been better performances this year. And if he wins, I mean, I get it. But for me, a good performance, and I've said this in the review, a good performance for me is when someone can cry on screen and convince me they're really sad. And he has a crying scene in the movie when his characters finally just kind of lost it. And I'm just like, I didn't buy it. I did an impression of it in the review. Where it's like, yeah, that's what the crying scene looked like, and I didn't. That part really took me out of the movie. Still a decent movie though. I mean, I've liked him better in other serious movies. I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head, but I've seen him in other serious movies where he's done serious performances, and I thought it was a lot better. But it's not a bad movie. As I said in the review, if you learn anything from that movie, never trust Kevin Garnett. Bryson says, I'm antsy for 1917. Not out here, but it seems many reviewers have seen it already. I know they had I believe they had the critic screening in St. Louis already that I could have went to. I mean, I couldn't make it. But yeah, it's not going to be here till I think it's next week here. If I'm not mistaken, I am looking forward to it. Of course, it'll end up being on my best, or it'll be eligible for best of next year, since I don't go by. I don't go by when they came out per se. I go by when I see them. I am working on the Opie Awards, by the way. The yearly best ofs. I haven't got the nominees yet, but I've got a lot of them narrowed down. Most of the categories narrowed down. I didn't get to work on all of it today. But I definitely got a lot of them narrowed down. And there's some of them I can't do the category because there's not enough to fill the nominee list. For example, I can't do biggest surprise this year or for last year because there wasn't enough movies that I thought were going to be bad, and then they ended up being really good. Now there is plenty of letdowns that I have to narrow down to 5, but I am working on the Opie Awards. I'm hoping to have the nominees out. I don't know if it'll be next week. It might be if I can get the graphics made and get them narrowed down and record everything. And then I always like to try to have the winners out before the Oscars. They usually come out after the Golden Globes, and then before the Oscars. There's been a couple years where I didn't get him out before the Oscars, but I try. Because I just don't want anyone to say, "Well, you just picked because the Oscars picked it." No, I picked it because I pick it. Let's see. Where was I? Desiree says, I think Tyron is sweet on Rob. You only chased him twice and has only left him alone. I remember playing him not leaving or never leave me alone. Maybe he just liked you too much, Desiree. Bryce says Pattinson or Defoe should win for Lighthouse. Great performances. If they don't get nominations, at least Defoe. I mean, Pattinson was good. Defoe was great in that movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down Pattinson's performance. Just Defoe was so good in that movie that I could see him being up for supporting before Pattinson is up for best actor. Two Dudes says, if you really want strong Adam Sandler performance like a Rain Over Me, yeah, it's a good one. Rob says, I don't think Sandler will win anything, but I do think he will be nominated for some things. And I agree about the crying scene, but he is also deluded in a scary real way. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that movie that I bought into with him. But it's just, for me, that scene, it was supposed to be him really breaking down, because there's many scenes in that movie where he's kind of faking emotion, and that's what it's supposed to be. Like, he's trying to pretend like he gives a crap. But that scene, he really is supposed to be broken. And then I'm glad that they took him out of that scene real quick, because they have his girlfriend has a tattoo that she shows him. And that really like lightens the scene up a lot. And I was glad they did that. Because if they would have tried to keep it serious and sad, it would have really taken me out. But then they do this funny thing, and it's like, that's great. Okay, I'm back into it. Again, even though the movie's not going to end well. Let's see. Paul says Punch Drunk Love was a good Adam Sandler movie. Yeah, it's another one. Paul says, what is the worst movies you've seen in 2019? I'm going to save that for the Opies, because I'm still going through them. I haven't gone through the worst yet. I'm pretty certain of the worst one this year. Again, I'm going to save that for the Opies. So, I mean, most of you can probably guess it, but I'm gonna stay silent until the Opies come out. Let's see. Bryce says, I think Big Daddy is a good, touching Sandler film. Yeah, Big Daddy was all right. My favorite Sandler films are Wedding Singer and Happy Gilmore. I like The Waterboy until the end. I hate the ending of that movie because they make his dad special needs and tried to make that a joke, and I hated that. I would have rather them had someone like famous be his dad and that be the joke, versus here comes this guy just acting, like a caricature of a handicapped person, and that's supposed to be funny. It wasn't funny. Because his character was more Gumpish, right? And then all of a sudden, here's his dad, and he's acting like he has a mental handicap, and it was not funny to me. I don't. I mean, there's Sandler movies that I think are okay, but then you get into like the Netflix era. I haven't seen everything, but like The Ridiculous Six, one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. You know, but I feel like he tries to go back to his. I feel like he tries to go back to his heyday of movies too often. He needs to evolve. And with Uncut Gems, it's kind of him evolving, but then I have a feeling he's going to go back and do like another Sandy Wexler, right? And it's just going to take me out of wanting to see him in anything again. Let's see. Desiree says, what? No one's going to mention that masterpiece acting. That is the dying scene in Click. I don't even remember Click that much. I just remember the gimmick. That's all I remember is the gimmick. Like, he was fast forwarding through his life, and that was affecting his life because he was going through it too fast or something. I don't remember much else about that. Oh, and then what's his name? Christopher Walken. Was it Christopher Walken working in it? Was it Bed Bath and Beyond? That's about all I remember from Click. Bryson says, my brother said the best Sandler movie is Eight Crazy Nights for us Jews, though I think he is trolling. I don't remember that movie that well. I know a lot of people that like it though. Rain T says, I work in a casino. I have seen a lot of desperate gamblers, and he did a good job portraying one. Yeah, the stuff with him gambling and everything, I bought into all that. I was all there's a slip. I was all in for a while, but again, there was just when it got to the scene where he broke down, it took me out just for a little bit. Again, I really enjoyed that movie, and I thought he had a really good performance. And yeah, his whole trying to borrow money from one to make bets on another and all this and that. He did a really good job with that stuff. Paul says, anything worse than Black Christmas, I will be in shock. That one's probably going to make the nominee list. That being said, Black Christmas actually had some scenes I liked near the beginning, until it got a little, and I hate using the term woke, but it got too woke. It tried to, men bad, women good, and then any man that's a good guy is a pushover, or they're wrong just because they're a man. That movie started decent enough. I liked what they were doing with the girl that had been assaulted, saving another girl that was about to be assaulted, and the girl that had been assaulted stepping up to the person that assaulted her, and all that stuff was working for me. And then it went downhill from there. Okay, if you guys got any more you want to chat about, definitely put in chat. Okay, it's still moving. Desiree says, you really got to see the original one. It will confuse you how the heck it became what it did. Oh, Black Christmas. Yeah, that's what I hear. That Black Christmas, the original, is way better. And I'll try to be watching it sometime. I'm so far behind on things right now. I can't get motivated to do anything. I saw Marriage Story. I've seen Little Women, and I don't really even have much to say about either of them, which is sad. I finally finished The Witcher last night. And I want to talk about that. So I'm a little behind on things. But yeah, one of these days I'll get to check that one out. Bryson, congratulations. You're the first one that got a message held for review. So we'll show that here. Let's see. It says, did I see the batshit Travolta film, The Fanatic? No, I never got a chance to. I even made a graphic for it. And I was wanting to see it, and I just never got a chance to. It's one of those that I had one chance to watch it, couldn't, and then it passed me up because I had to do other things. Rainy T says, eek, I didn't realize Black Christmas was that bad. It could have been good. It really could have. If they would have kept the tone from the first of the movie, it probably would have been good, but it just became really dumb. One thing I want to talk about today, and I'll let the chat build back up. And again, I'm hoping the stream's going well so far, especially again after last time. I was really worried about today. And by the way, Rob, if you're still with us, let me know. I know you have a stream today. Is it on D's Reviews at 8 about The Mandalorian? I know you're doing a team up with him. If you're still there, remind me. I believe it's at 8 Central Time. In about a half hour, they're doing a collaboration on talking about The Mandalorian Season 1, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there. Paul says, when is the next Geno's Bad Games? I'm hoping in the next couple weeks. Trying to decide what to play. I just bought for it was like $20 to $25. I bought the entire Witcher series on Steam for like less than $25. So I may be doing that. I'm trying to decide. I may do some solo games too. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided what I would do. Those are a little harder for me to get to because I have to have time to sit down and play the game. And I'm hoping with there not being a ton of movies out this week, I can maybe get to some games this weekend and try to get something up, but I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks. Two Dude says, we feel that Adam Driver gave the performance of his career so far in Marriage Story. I'd have to look at his list. He was really good in that. I don't know of his career, but he was definitely really good in Marriage Story. My issues with Marriage Story was not the performances. Um, and if I do my review, I got to get all my thoughts together. I'd have to look at Adam Driver's list because there's some movies I've seen him in that uh, I don't know if I. I mean, it was a really good performance. I will say that. Let me pull up the Adam Driver list here. Um, let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, there's the actor list. I, being that he wasn't one of the main people, I did love him in Inside Llewyn Davis. That was really the first thing I remember seeing him in. Um, but he wasn't like the main guy, so uh, it's really hard to uh, say that's his best performance because he wasn't in a ton of that movie. I never saw the show Girls. I heard he's really good in that. Was that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, he was really good in Silence. Even though I didn't love that movie, I thought he was great. He was really good in Patterson. That movie, he had to carry that movie on his shoulders. So I would put that up there. I liked him in Logan Lucky a lot. I liked him in Black Klansman a lot. He was one of the better parts of The Dead Don't Die, even though that's not a great movie. Yeah, Marriage. I'd definitely put Marriage Story up there for him. Yeah, I always forget that he hasn't been around a long time, even though it kind of feels like he has been. Let's see. Bryson says it's okay. You had to do other things. Travolta had to poo. Let's see. Rob says stream is on D's Reviews tonight at 8 p.m. Central. Okay, great. Desiree says been binge watching Star Wars Clone Wars. Planning on watching all the animated shows. You mentioned in the last Mandalorian review there's stuff from the cartoons, and now I feel like I got to see them. Just make sure I know there's a list out there, and you may be doing this already. There's a list of the order you're supposed to watch the Clone Wars in because that's story wise they're out of order. A lot of them are, so that definitely helps keep the story cohesive for Clone Wars. And then of course Rebels is fantastic. It's one of the best things they've done is Rebels. Desiree says he was good in Black Klansman. I mean, it wasn't like intense or crazy, but he was good. Yeah, it was just a good, solid performance. Bryson says, who is the more impressive director this year, Robert Eggers or Bong Joon-ho? Let me see. I didn't see everything this year, so let me look here. Okay, I can't really comment on that because I didn't see Parasite. So I can't really comment on that one, unfortunately. I never got to see it. It came around for a week around us, I think, maybe. So I can't, it's really hard for me to comment on that because I didn't see Parasite. Lance says, did you see the new trailer for A Quiet Place Part 2? Thoughts, expectations for the upcoming sequel? I liked the trailer better than I thought I was going to. I mean, I really liked Quiet Place. Was like, where do you go from here? And it looks like they're going to show the beginning, which is cool, and then you're going to see what happened after. And it almost feels like it's got this Walking Dead vibe, like is the world worth saving kind of vibe. So I hope it don't get too Walking Dead, but it looks like that kind of vibe where it's like, well, the worst of humanity has come out since these things have, wrecked shop. So I am looking forward to it, though. I did like the trailer a lot. Excuse me. Rainy T says, did you see Brad's review of Cats? It cracked me up how much he loved it. No, I didn't get to see it. I don't get to I haven't got to watch a lot of reviews lately. Um, but yeah, I saw that he liked just how messed up it was. Um, and if people do get something out of that movie, it really doesn't surprise me. But me, I mean, if you haven't seen my review of it, I was gonna do a quick review and then I just went on a really long rant. But yeah, I find it entertaining if somebody gets something out of that. I've had many a discussions about cats, and it's funny what some people get out of it, and that's cool with me. If you've watched my review, I didn't get really anything. Um, Bryson says most criminally underrated film of this year was Nightingale. Jennifer Kent, who also directed The Babadook, is such a great objector. I don't think I saw Nightingale. That one doesn't sound familiar. Um, Nightingale. If I could spell. Yeah, I didn't see the Nightingale, unfortunately. Um, it's one I there's always ones that get past me. Um, oh, okay, hang on. Sorry, there we go. Making sure I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, I didn't get to see that. Um, yeah, I didn't get to see that one. Again, there's always ones that get past me. They don't come around here or something like that. Um, let's see. Where was I? Desiree says Rob said Killian Murphy is going to be in it, and now I really got to see the first one so I can enjoy the new one. Yeah, first one's good. I mean, there's some issues. It's got a few issues, but I thought it was a really entertaining film, and I won't say much about it, not to spoil it for you. And I like where the sequel looks like it's going. Two Dude says our pick for best action movie of the year is Indian film War. Thanks for recommendation. Yeah, War is just an insane film, an insane action film. I mean, yeah, I mean, it throws you off a little bit because there's parts that are in English and there's parts that aren't. And then it's a lot of tropes. It's got like as I've said many times, it's the manliest manly man. One of the most manliest manly men I've ever seen in a movie is like the hero of the movie, and it's got some cool action scenes and fight scenes, and it's cool. I really enjoyed the heck out of that movie. And if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try. It's a lot of fun. It's just so tropey and so fun. Let's see. Rob says The Nightingale is one of my top 5 movies of the year. Oh, it's on Hulu. Yeah, I don't have Hulu. No wonder I haven't seen it. Um, Lance says 2020, the year Bill and Ted Have to Face music. Yes, man, that movie could go so wrong, but I want it to go so right. That movie's got to go so right. I am so looking forward to that movie. I'm so excited. It could go really bad, but I hope not. Uh, Desiree says the year of Keanu will continue on to 2020. The year of Keanu has not ended since John Wick. Um, I mean, I don't know if I like him going back to the Matrix. But you never know. Good, I guess. Um, so yeah, we're in 2020 as it has just gotten mentioned. And I haven't been able to get motivated. I uh I never look forward to the new year, especially in the last few years. And of course, thanks to frickin' Facebook, I they always give you here's what happened a few years ago. And when it's something you posted that was sad, um, you know, you get reminded of that and it's like, screw you, Facebook. Um, a year ago, or not a year ago, but on January 1st, 2017, the day before that, the New Year's Eve, I don't look forward to the new year anymore ever, because the way I've got it set up, I can't pop up pictures or anything. But if you follow me um, on, I don't know if it pops up. I shared it on my personal Facebook. I don't know if that shares it on your professional one or not. If you should, I don't know. I don't know how Facebook works at the time, but of course, every every year now, on the first, a picture of one of my best friends pops up who passed away on New Year's Eve 2016. And so I never look forward to the new year. And I just wanted to read something here. And if I start crying, don't be surprised. Because I was at a loss for words then, and I'm at a loss for words now. Because when someone that close to you goes, you just never know how to react. And so, yeah, anytime the picture of my friend Trudy pops up, um, I just never know what to think. And see here, here it comes. So yeah, a lot of people are optimistic about the new year, and especially the last few years. Uh, my first reaction to the new year is this year can go suck a you know what, because and I try to be optimistic, I really do, but it's just especially the last few years. I mean, I'm not getting any younger, and I though I don't think I'm going to be gone in the next couple of years. It's just I feel time is shorter every year, and especially a few years ago, I lost one of my best friends who I considered a sister, and um, I don't know. I just wanted to read this. This I posted. Um, Whenever I got a message in the middle of the night from a mutual friend, and I was half asleep when I read it, and I didn't believe it. And she's like, "Call me," and I called her, and I mean, let's just say it woke me up really quick. Um, so I posted this on January 1st, 2017. Um, Again, I didn't have a lot to say because I didn't know what to say, but um, I said this. I said, I found out today that one of my best friends, Trudy, passed away yesterday. Trudy and I met shortly after I began working at WAND TV. As friends, we clicked pretty quickly for almost 15 years at the time. Um, she was one of those few people in this world that I felt I could talk to about anything, trust with anything, and count on for anything. When something good happened to me, I wanted to tell her about it. When I was dealing with some shit, I could tell her about it. Her advice has helped me more times than I can even count. I call her my friend, but to me, she was family, and I'm really at a loss for words about the whole thing, but I just wanted everyone to know that the world lost one of its best people. I know I'm not the only one that feels this loss. The ones that were really close to her know what an awesome human being she was, and know that the world is a little worse off without her. Trudy, you will truly be missed. Love, Gino. See, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to hold it in. Um, it's just when look, I've got a lot good in my life, but I'm getting to that point in my life where you start to lose things, right? I mean, life is life, and um, life, of course, is going to keep moving on. You're only going to get older, and things are going to happen. But um, when I lost my friend, um, it was, I mean, it was one of those gone way too soon. If someone dies of old age, I get it. I understand, right? Because that's life and people get older and things happen. But when someone's taken too early or something happens that shouldn't happen at this point in their life, it's, I mean, it makes you want to, it makes you want to tell the next year to F off. Right? So I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic, and I'm trying to get my crap together. Um, but you know, it's this is just how I feel at this point of the year every year now. And will I ever get over it? I mean, I know I'll probably never truly get over it, but um, I mean, because again, I lost someone that I confided in for years, and that was always on my side and was always there. They didn't always agree with me. Uh, they would tell me if I was full of shit and I needed to not be an idiot. She was one of those friends that she loved you enough not to bullshit you, right? Um, and you know, I mean, I still haven't been able to take the the little pamphlet from her funeral off my fridge. I see her every day, and I said, and of course, this day of the year, um, it's never good for me anymore. And I know I'll get past it, and I'll be able to move on and be able to get back to working. But just the last few days, especially, again, I've seen stuff, and I was like, well, I better do videos on this. And I've had 2 early days, yesterday and today, and then I didn't do anything, right? Because it's just like I hadn't been able to motivate myself. So anyway, enough of this crying bullshit. Let's see. Let's get back to the comments so I can put a smile back on my face. Bryson says, I think that's where I was. Yes, Bryson says, Pain and Glory almost got me by Pedro Almodovar. Antonio Banderas and Penelope Cruz give great performance. Yeah, I didn't get to see that one either. Two Dude says, hopefully you get a John Wick 4. Yeah, they've already said shortly after 3 did really well that it's happening. I don't know if they've done a date, but I know there is a John Wick 4 coming. Especially with the way 3 ended, you got to have a 4. I don't know how much further they're going to go, but as long as they're good, keep them coming. I love all 3 of them movies. I know a lot of people have a problem with the second one. I have none. I loved all of them. Let's say Rob says, new rumor. Sorry to put a rumor on here. Hey, we like rumors. Rumors are fun to talk about. Let's see, new rumor on here, but Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian is thought to be on the short list of Marvel's Moon Knight. Cool. I'm cool with that. I love Pedro Pascal. I'd be all right with that. Let's see. Desiree says Matrix, Bill and Ted, Cyberpunk 2077, maybe another John Wick. 2020 is Keanu. We all deserve more Keanu. Yes, we do. Desiree says she'd also be down for Pedro's Moon Knight. Kanto says Happy New Year's Eve day. It's once New Year's here. Let's see. Lance says, prayers up, big guy. Thank you so much. Yeah, just a tough time of year, always. I've never been a fan of the holidays anyway, and then I'm always kind of in a funk through, I won't say exactly like Valentine's Day, but like February and like some of March, but it only got worse a few years ago, like really bad a few years ago. Because there's a lot of things that are celebrated, like New Year's is like, yay, a new year. It's like, I just want to go, yay, it's not. The holidays have never been great for me anyway. And just on the mental side, especially, but when bad things happen, it only makes it worse. And especially when they happen like on the day. A friend of mine at work said, how did he put it? Because it was 2016. And he said something along the lines of just one more middle finger from 2016 was kind of how he put it. So yeah. But yeah, it sucks. Cantos is sorry to hear about your friend. Thank you again. She's been gone since 2016, and it especially like today, it feels like it was yesterday, and it's gonna feel that way for a long time, sure. Bryce says, "Dude, I feel you. I had a friend from the town I used to live in passed away the 30th. I didn't feel like celebrating all. I went to bed at 10. Yeah, I tried to go to bed early, but thanks to the people firing off fireworks, I couldn't. I just stayed up and watched the rest of The Witcher. um, and just kind of ignored it. Uh, Two Dude says, we're sorry about your friend Gino. Prayers. Thank you so much. Desiree says, we're here for you, Gino. Love you lots. Thank you, Desiree. Bill says, you'll never get over it, but you will get through it. Yeah, it's one of those things where I won't think about it for a good time, and then I'll see a post from her daughter or her dad, or again her picture pop up in the memories of Facebook and all that, and I'm just like, it just starts coming up again, but I know she wouldn't want me to feel sorry for myself. Whenever I was doing TV, she was one of the people that really championed me the most. And again, she would call me out on my BS. And she always supported me, and, such a good friend, such a good sister. Rob says, you're steadily becoming like that for me, Gino. Sorry about your friend. Hey man, thanks. Man, me and you gotta work together soon. I know you mentioned on your live stream we're gonna work together soon, man. We'll work something out. Let's see. Rainy T says, sorry to hear that, Gino. Hey, thank you. Bryce says, it was really heartfelt. I'm tearing up. And see, I don't want anyone else to cry. Let's have fun. Hey, Mo Lowry joins us. I used to work with Mo. Mo put in a super chat. Hey, Mr. Successful YouTuber Mo, thank you for thanks for the $5. But whenever I did that convention, was it earlier this year or last year? See, we got in a new year. I don't even know what year I'm in. Mo came to visit me. I hadn't seen him in a long time. It's good to see him. Paul says, prayers to Gino. Thank you. Mo says, pop up to say yo and get your crap together. Thanks, Mo. That's old Mo for you. Bill K says, John Wick 8. John Wick gets into a feud with a local pet store that stops selling him dogs. Now, he didn't buy any dogs. His wife bought the first dog, and he stole the second one. But if they knew he stole the dog and then he needs special dog food from them, then yeah, I could see him having a problem with that. Paul says, think the second John Wick was the best. See, I'm still in love with the first one. I remember seeing an interview with somebody from that movie. Who was it? There was an interview with I'll have to look it up. It was Lance Reddick, and they're interviewing him, and he doesn't like the second one. Maybe because he didn't have a lot to do in it. I don't know, but he didn't like the second one. I really love the second one. First one's still my favorite. Third one just went insane. I think they went a little too much to the well with some of the action in the third one. There was too many times where he shot a guy, had to reload while holding the guy, and then shoots the guy again. But other than that, the stuff with the dogs, I love German Shepherd. So Halle Berry's dogs in that movie are awesome. And just, you got to see more behind the curtain. That's what I love about the 3 John Wick movies so far, is that each one you got to see a little more behind the curtain of this group and everything, of everything behind the Continental and the Assassins. And then there's other groups, and so I just love that each one opens up the door just a little more. Plus, we're supposed to have that Continental TV show, so I'm looking forward to that. Canto says, sorry, that was a typo. Oh, about the was it about the New Year's? Yeah, New Year's Eve day. Okay, cool. I was gonna say Happy New Year's Day. Okay, that's what I figured. I thought everyone celebrated New Year's by now. Let's see. Paul says, are you gonna go into any cons this year? Yes, I am. There's a few I'm considering, and there's one I am definitely going to. The ones I'm considering, I think it's Wizard World St. Louis I'm considering. C2E2 I'm considering, at least for just a day. I am going to Indiana Comic-Con. I can't talk about why. I'm trying to set something up there, and I don't want to talk about it and then it not happen. But I'm really hoping that everything goes well. I had a little connection here and there that helped me get an interview that I've wanted. And if I can get it, I've got it and it'll be fantastic, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want it to not happen and then I let a bunch of people down. So, but I am going for a couple days for Indiana Comic Con. Plus, they've just announced some really good guests. So, I'm looking forward to that. Some I've met before, some I haven't. And then I'm considering, I don't think I can do the convention that I did uh, last year because it falls on a date I have the boys that I went and had a table at. Uh, but I'm considering there's it's like considering getting a table for, um, but I'm not sure. I'm still no. I'm the only one I'm something on now, and I'm loving how things are looking. Maybe there's an hour limit now, and there people are watching, but it did last time too. So, um, hopefully it'll keep going and we can keep going. Let me check something real quick. I'm hoping to get reviews up for Marriage Story, for Little Women, The Witcher. Not sure what else I'm doing yet. The Grudge I'm seeing tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, guys, if